dark today.
I don't know.
Maybe you should turn on some lights in your house.
Excuse me. I'm not made of money.
He's got a point.
Oh.
Light doesn't cost money. It's free.
Right. Well, during the day.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, we got the sun.
Yeah.
It's 9:30 here, man.
That sounds like a Canada problem. Have you considered having the sun out later?
Issue. Yeah. All right. Should we just get into it? Let's get into it.
Get into what?
Let's do it.
What are we doing?
Weren't you listening?
We're doing it. Hello and welcome to episode 929 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. I am your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from Canada is Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
How's it going, sir?
Good. Just enjoying some delicious Springfield hot dogs.
Ooh. Yeah?
Apparently that's
Hot
actually a brand of hot dog.
Is that a...
Is it really?
Oh, that's politically charged humor.
Yeah.
Listen, man, it's your country that's so fucked up. I don't know what to say.
You know,
So you really are not enjoying any Springfield hot dogs?
No, I don't think I can get them here.
Okay.
Oh,
Probably have to go to Ohio.
Well, anyway.
oh my goodness.
Joining me from the great state of Washington is the well-lit Phil Theobald.
How's it going?
It's going okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm basking in the glow
Yeah.
of my new...
Of what?
Of my new light that I have
Oh,
right now.
you have a ring light. It's almost like we're
Well, it's not a ring
professional
light.
broadcasters or
No,
something.
he
It's
doesn't.
not a
He
ring
doesn't
light.
buy ring lights.
It's not a
It's a
ring light.
light.
It's a square.
Uh-huh.
See?
Oh, well,
There.
No, don't shine it in the...
Yeah.
No.
You just blinded everybody. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Racked up like a deuce. Another roller
Sorry,
in the night.
I'm sorry. It's revved up like a douche.
Oh, you're going to throw away the night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he says.
Yeah. Of course.
Remmed up like a docent by the foreman of the night.
Phil,
Yes, sir.
I remember on this very podcast not too long ago, you were recommending that I rewatch Batman Returns.
I did.
And I have done so. I
You
want to tell
showed it
you,
to your
I
kid?
did it.
Oh
I
God.
did it. I rewatched Batman Returns. Now this, did I talk about on the show why I have only ever seen it once?
Because you have
Yeah.
terrible taste in movies.
Because I hated it, one, and
Right.
also because the theater that I saw it in was a brand new theater.
Right.
Opening night for Batman
With poor
Returns, and it
focus.
was out of focus.
Which is, of course, the movie's fault.
That is the movie's fault, and
Yeah.
it made it bad, and it should feel bad. Tim Burton
Yeah.
should feel bad about my experience at the movie
Yeah.
theater. That
I'm with you so
fateful
far.
day. Yeah, and so we rewatched it,
Uh-huh.
and actually I enjoyed it more than before. I will
Excellent.
say it is a very long movie. It didn't need to be that long, I think.
How long is it?
I think it's over 2 hours. It felt long.
It's 2 hours and 6 minutes.
It felt
Is it
long.
really 2 hours and 6 minutes? Wow.
Yes.
It felt quite long. So, yeah.
Well, it
But it
could
was
be
all right.
worse. Your
Could
nose
be
could be
Dune.
gushing blood.
It could be.
That's a line from the movie.
Yeah. That was a good line.
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And you're the hottest young person a role model could have.
You see that?
Yeah.
He's playing you like a harp from hell.
Yep.
It's a great movie.
I don't know
It's
if
a,
I would
it's
say
a good
great.
movie.
I don't think I would say great.
Next
It's not
time,
as-
I'll
it's
throw
not
out
as
a higher
rewatchable.
window.
It's not
Wonderful.
I
not
feel
as
like
rewatchable as the
feel
first
like
one.
I feel like you say it's a great movie because it does have a collection of very quotable quotes.
It's a great movie.
But
And it
I don't
has
know that that
Christopher
makes it a
Walken in
great
it.
movie.
It does.
Yeah.
Bruce
Which
Wayne.
Which automatically makes me think I can't really trust your opinion on it.
Why
very
are you
much
dressed
because
like
it's got Christopher
Batman?
Walken.
It's
He's
so
got
good.
a lot of makeup on, a lot of eyeliner going on.
Yeah.
there.
Oh, everyone has a lot of makeup on in that movie.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah. You know who
Yeah.
else is in that movie?
Who?
Greg, you should appreciate this. You're a big Sega CD fan.
Oh,
Wirehead.
Wirehead himself.
Wirehead himself is in it.
He's the fella who gets his nose bitten off by the penguin.
Yep.
That's his claim to fame. Yeah,
Sega CD's
He was-
Wirehead.
He was a character in Family Ties, wasn't he? Wasn't that the sitcom he was in? He was like somebody's friend, one of the main character's friends in some sitcom.
I don't know. Are you thinking of
That's
Skippy?
where I knew him from.
Yeah, you're
Skippy.
thinking of
I'm
Skippy.
thinking of Skippy.
He's
This
not
is not the
Skippy.
same person.
That's not the same guy. Wow,
No.
looks like him.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why Wirehead? Let's. I mean, he's certainly been in like TV shows and such.
A lot of them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I really thought.
Steve Whitting,
Yeah.
who was in.
Wow, Batman Returns was one of his first movie roles.
Yeah.
Do you think he's ever been asked to sign a copy of Wirehead?
Oh,
It has to
undoubtedly.
be, right?
He was in the Hogan Family.
Maybe that's where I remember him from.
That might be it.
Because
he played Bert.
He was in there a lot.
Yeah.
That must be where I remember him from. Because I did watch the Hogan Family.
So did I. You know what? I watched the Hogan Family too, and I remember nothing about it. Other
I
than
remember it changing its name.
To what?
Started as Valerie. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh,
And Valerie's family, and then the Hogan Family.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I ever watched any of that show.
Yeah, because Valerie Harper was only on the first 2 seasons,
Mhm.
according to Wikipedia.
That was Jason Bateman's big
yes.
break.
That's
Was
what,
that show?
See.
that's what got him that plum Teen Wolf 2 role.
Mhm. Well, that and Michael Keaton not wanting to take it again.
Mike, what?
Yeah, Michael Keaton didn't want to do Teen Wolf 2.
Yeah.
You mean Michael J. Fox?
He was
what I
like,
said,
I'm too
Michael
busy
Keaton.
filming
No, you said
Batman
Michael
Returns, a great movie.
What would Teen Wolf have been like if Michael Keaton had been?
It
Better.
might go a little something like this.
Better.
Yeah.
I don't have a
I,
Michael Keaton impression.
You know, I found this. It was, I don't know. It was a clipping from TV Guide about Keaton being cast as Batman.
Uh-huh.
And it was talking about like, oh my, can you believe this comic actor is going to be
Mr.
Batman?
Mom over here.
What's the deal with this? The star of Gung Ho thinks he's going to gun down.
It was
Oh,
weird that they
no.
let Andrew Dice Clay write the TV reviews or the upcoming movie news for TV Guide.
That's right. That's right. But anyway, there was a clipping from TV Guide just laughing at the fact that Michael Keaton was going to be.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
people
well-
were not.
No.
Oh, I remember it.
It wasn't
I
a
remember.
popular choice.
I
No.
remember it. I remember it. So I sent it to my daughter, who, by the way, loves the '89 Batman and loves
she has
Michael
good taste.
Keaton as Batman.
What did she think of Batman Returns?
She liked it?
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
she did.
Not
She
as good as
didn't.
the first one,
She.
though, right?
I will say she has not watched it as many times. She's watched Batman '89. I don't think she's rewatched it actually.
Okay.
So this is.
Wait, how many
yeah.
times has she watched 89?
A lot.
She's anything like me,
Wow.
probably at least 30.
A lot.
That's wow.
I love
Yeah.
that movie.
But anyway, yeah. So we watched that, and then we also watched Batman Begins
Yeah.
because she's on a bit of a Batman tear. We've been watching
Thematically very similar,
Nothing wrong with that.
Batman the Animated Series, which she loves,
of
Also-
course.
because it is very good.
It's very
Worth
good.
loving. Yep.
Yeah, and then we watched Batman '89, Batman Returns, and Batman Begins so far.
Okay.
So
You skipped a couple.
we did skip a couple, but we're
What happened?
No,
gonna skip the bad ones.
What happened?
Yeah, we're not gonna watch those. She can watch those by herself.
boy, Batman and Robin was on when we were in Calgary for my son's tournament. We were
Yeah.
just laying there one night getting ready to go to sleep, and I was flipping through the channels, and Batman and Robin was on.
Yeah.
Whew.
Bad.
But I just left it on because my son had never seen it, and
Ooh.
I saw it, and he's like, "Oh, it's a Batman movie." I was like, "Yep," and I flipped past, it, and he goes, "Well, wait, like I thought Batman movies were good." I was like, "Not that one."
Not all
And
of them.
I just to demonstrate how bad it was, I just turned it. I think it took him like 5 minutes to go like,
Yeah.
"Wow, this is awful, like
I will say,
real bad."
when I went and saw Batman and Robin in the theater,
hmm
as
Yeah, same here.
as
In
we all
Atlanta.
did, of course. It was a new
I
Batman
didn't.
movie.
I didn't.
Did you not see it in the theater?
No.
Oh, you're not a true fan. For the first,
I knew it was going to be bad.
I'm going to say 15 minutes or so of that movie, I was on board.
Really? Oh,
I was cracking up. I mean, it was terrible.
it was terrible.
But I was having a blast because it was so stupid, and because it's like there's Mr. Freeze shows up, and he's got all his hockey goons, skating around, and he's making the stupid ice puns, and it's like Power Ranger level just stupidity, and I was cracking up, and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
and then it just kind of just kept going.
Yeah, even rewatching it rewatching a chunk of it this last month.
Yeah.
Like I really do get what he was going for.
Right.
Like he was really trying to relive that 60s camp.
Right.
But in a 90s movie. But
yeah,
boy, did he just missed the target so completely.
Yeah. If it could have kept
comes off as a shitty movie.
If it could have kept that pace.
Yeah.
That first scene throughout.
Yeah.
It could have potentially worked, but it did not.
I was telling my son this story. So Batman and Robin it came out, I guess premiered is not really the right word, but it came out the weekend of E3 1997.
Oh.
So I saw Batman and Robin in Atlanta because that was the first E3 I'd gone to. But we had driven down. We weren't part of any post show revelry or anything like that. So it's like me and my buddy Jim were like, "What do you want to do tonight?" Well, Batman and Robin came out. Let's go watch that. So yeah, and it was funny because the crowd that we saw it with were not holding back. It actually made the movie really enjoyable because everyone was just screaming at it and yelling at it and like just incredulous at how bad it was, but very vocal about it.
Oh,
so it actually made it kind of fun to watch.
Nice.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I also want to say that I got one of a can of this right here with me.
Oh,
you mean this?
Yeah. This is a mini can. Is yours a mini can?
Yes. I think they only have this in mini cans.
Mini cans.
We are referring, of course, to those not watching our stream.
Yeah.
Of the limited edition Oreo Coca-Cola Zero Sugar fizzy cookie flavored.
Fizzy cookie flavored.
Besties Forever /for a limited time, according to the can. And yes, these are small 7.5 fluid ounces.
Yeah.
So you can just palm it. You can feel like Andre the Giant.
That's right.
Now, CJ, did you also get these?
No, I did not.
You don't know I'm going to hold up.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we know what you're going to hold up.
It's a yo-yo. It's an orange.
Yeah. No, I don't have a yo-yo.
Dunkin' Imperial yo-yo. You didn't get one of these?
No, I didn't.
Best part of this gag is that Phil's always got like a complete collection of useless crap within arm's reach when he's sitting at the desk.
I mean,
it's true.
I've got my yo-yo. Make no mistake. Got my slide whistle ready. I got a Rubik's Cube down here. I got an ocarina.
Concord controller here, ready to go.
No.
No,
I got my Christmas Story leg lamp.
That's not full size, is it?
Yeah, it is actually.
Oh, Greg is just huge.
They used a lot of forced perspective in the film.
Oh, that makes sense.
Make it look bigger.
Hollywood magic.
That does make sense. All right, what are you holding up here? It's
what I am holding up, of course, is the
Oreos.
We have the Oreo flavored Coke. Now I have the Coke flavored Oreos.
Wow. And you haven't tried either one, I assume. We're going to do a live taste test.
You want to do a live taste test?
I have not had any of this yet.
Okay. Neither have I.
I'm going to crack
Let me
it
open mine.
God, I hate doing this show.
Smells all right. Smells
Get
vanilla
bouquet.
cookie. Yeah.
Smells, yeah.
A little vanilla cookie.
Yeah. Are we doing it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It tastes like Coke with
with some Oreo
that you dunked some Oreos in.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
You do get a little bit of that chocolate flavor.
Yeah.
That cookie,
I like a chocolate Coke.
I also am a fan of a chocolate Coke.
Yep.
The rare chocolate Coke. Yeah. Interesting.
I'm not against it.
Me neither.
I mean, I can't imagine me mourning its limited time availability.
No.
But
yeah.
Ain't bad.
Yeah. I used to love vanilla Coke, and then I stopped.
Let's bust open these.
Okay.
There we go.
Now, are these red cookies?
One of the
red on one side.
Red
on one side, standard Oreo, black on the other.
Okay. Now this is going to taste like someone dumped Coke Zero on top of these.
Right? And the black cookie is just your standard Oreo cookie. The red one we got. This one says Coke. It has the Coca-Cola logo.
Yeah.
This one has a couple bottles of Coke.
Yeah.
One of them just
even more
says.
This. I actually kind of like it.
You got the truncated, just the Coke logo. Let's try these.
Okay.
These also have like Pop Rocks in the cream, in the stuff,
so that it can be fizzy
to simulate.
Yeah.
Now
so
I'm going to be
have a much different mouthfeel. I'm
going to be kind. I'm going to mute this after I take my bite, so you don't have to hear me
pop rocking.
Well, lip smacking.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm going to be nice. Let's see.
That's an ASMR thing.
Oh, should I just leave it on? Just
no.
Like that kind of thing.
Aren't there streams of people eating lunch? Isn't that a thing? You can
people
watch
like that?
I don't know. People like a lot of weird things on the internet.
I mean, I don't want to kink shame anyone, but geez, Louise.
I don't want to watch anybody or listen to anybody eat.
Christ.
Yeah. You did mute.
I did mute.
Yeah.
You don't need to listen to this.
No. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
Just
there we go.
For the show to start.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a. Oh, I can feel the Pop Rocks going.
Okay.
Yeah, a very faint kind of cola taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay.
It's weird. It's not bad.
It's weird, but not bad. I see.
I'm just finishing it off now.
Uh-huh. Got anything to eat there, Greg? Can you do a taste test of anything?
God, no.
No? Okay.
If I had a...
Look at me. I've had enough to eat.
If I had a stray glass sitting around here, I would pour the Oreo Coke into it and then dunk
it. That would cause some kind of weird inception, though.
Well, that's what I'm kind of hoping for.
Yeah.
Maybe they just cancel each other out and they become good for you.
Yeah.
See, I was smart this week though. After my incident with that Beetlejuice soda being kind of gross, and then I was stuck drinking, I have just my water here. So in case
you can hydrate,
the Oreo Coke was not good.
Yeah.
Which it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can begin the show
you just
now,
had some,
right?
Yeah.
We can actually begin it.
Refreshing.
I see. Well,
yeah.
Let's talk about some video game news. Why don't we?
Might as well.
Well, PS5 Pro is a thing.
I got mine pre-ordered. How about you, lads?
Is it a thing?
PlayStation 5 Pro has been announced.
Patreons for funding my purchase.
So pre-orders are not yet available. They're going to start. Yeah. So
thanks for killing my.
Calm yourself, Phil.
That was perfect.
Jeez.
Not yet available. September 26th.
Okay.
Is when it will be available at PlayStation Direct, and then other retailers will join that on October 10th. So you have a little bit of time there, and then the
you consider not buying one.
the system itself comes out on November 7th.
Are you getting one, CJ?
I am probably getting one. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Why is this surprising? Why is this surprising?
I think the question Greg's wanting to ask, and for some reason he's holding back, is why?
Is why? Okay.
Greg, am I correct? Is that what you were about to say?
A form of my question, yeah.
Fewer
syllables, but
I think I will, because I mean, why I play a lot on the PS5. And that's where I play
Me too.
games, etc. Like PS5 is where I do most of my gaming, and I have a 4K television. And why wouldn't I want to be able to play games in the highest possible fidelity? I guess, yeah. And it comes with a 2 terabyte hard drive, which actually is kind of nice that they didn't skimp on the hard drive. And the other thing is I'm all digital anyway. I don't need the disk drive, so there's nothing to worry about there. I don't even have any PS4 games on disk, so I don't need to worry about that. Yeah. So yeah, I think I might upgrade. Sure.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you've been looking at your PS5 and thinking like, well, the graphics on this aren't as good as they could be.
No, I don't think that's what it is at all.
So if only
Astrobot is the
if only I could give them several $100s
of graphics performance.
So I'm curious.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Never mind.
I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, if you have a system that you game on all the time, I'm not a PC person, so I'm not going to be buying graphics cards or whatever. And
that's fair.
Why wouldn't I want? And I guess so. Astrobot isn't going to be visually more appealing on the PS5 Pro. There's really nothing they can do there. I guess what I'm looking forward to are games in the future from Sony's first-party studios that are going to look great on this thing. And why wouldn't I want to experience that in the highest fidelity that I could?
And don't I deserve the best? I get it.
Exactly. I mean, it's one of those things where I buy an iPhone every year. Why? Because it's the computer that I use the most, and it's also the camera that I use the most. Like, why wouldn't I want the best possible experience of that? So yeah, I feel the same way about I felt the same way about the OLED Switch when that got announced. People were like, why would you want to upgrade to that? Like, yeah, I play handheld games a lot. I would appreciate a better quality screen on the Switch, right? Like, these are just, that's sort of my same thinking about the PS5 Pro. Is it really expensive? Yes, it's too expensive.
Yeah, I agree with that. So
we agree.
I get okay. So
Greg's really trying to organize his thoughts here. He wants to make sure.
I don't want to come off like a jerk. I mean, you should buy what you want to buy.
Here was the thing that sort of resonated with me during the presentation. And, Digital Foundry has done an analysis on the presentation and has feedback about it not being very good, which
really, I thought Digital Foundry said that like Final Fantasy VII as an example looked incredible.
Yeah, but they didn't do like the official presentation didn't do a sort of analysis on this is what you're gonna see. But anyway, so the idea that 75% of PlayStation 5 users select performance mode for their visuals, and that the PS5 Pro, and this may not last long, but is going to allow you to have the fidelity from a quality mode or the fidelity mode and frame rate of performance is appealing to me, because I don't really love having to choose between great looking or great frame rate. Like, I really would like both of those things. So yeah.
Okay.
That's what resonated with me.
Okay.
Well, all right.
So yeah, so I guess my question is, because I really didn't follow, I didn't watch when they revealed this thing.
Yeah.
And when I found out about it, I just found out basically about the price.
Yeah. Well,
and
that's
as soon as
a
I found
lot
out
of what
price,
people
it's like, well,
talking about.
This is clearly not something I'm getting, so I didn't really pay attention to it after that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to hang on one sec.
Well, and also
CJ is also getting fact checked in our comments here.
Am I really?
Apollo Dingo says, that's not true, CJ.
Yeah, they've said it will only run some games at 60 on high fidelity. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. You're fine with sub.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, am I going to run out and pre-order this day one?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yes. The answer to that is yes. I don't know that
CJ. I don't know that it's necessary to have it on day one though, because what are the games that I'm excited about for the rest of the year?
I don't know. I don't know what lies
pretty much
in your heart.
They're already pretty much out. Astrobot, Star Wars.
You know, I'm seeing again in our chat.
Yeah.
Hacker alias Much Golder asks a question.
Yeah.
I'm curious about
motion sickness.
Do high frame rates give you motion sickness?
No.
Oh, okay.
It is well, no, it's field of view.
That's the problem.
Is the problem. Yeah.
Okay.
High frame rates do not give me motion sickness.
Okay.
It's entirely field of view.
Okay. Well,
and speed of the camera, the sensitivity of the analog sticks.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
John, no, you cannot have my old PS5.
Can I have your old PS5?
You want a digital edition PS5?
I mean,
you want 2 PS5s?
I might
fill what I was thinking PS5s, of doing, Theobald.
what I'm thinking of doing is destroying it and like filming it.
Oh, okay.
For like a social media thing.
Oh.
And I figured that might be a good way to get a lot of views real fast.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe like set up, like I'll create some false narrative where like my kid didn't do his homework or something. And like, as punishment, I like go crazy and like smash his PS5 and
that'll do really well on TikTok.
Like he'll be in the back crying, "No, Daddy, don't."
Yeah.
This will teach you to skimp on your math.
That's perfect.
Or for our friends listening in the UK, this will teach you to skimp on your maths.
There you go.
Yeah. They probably didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Well, Greg's gone. So what do we have?
Gone.
What's next?
What's next?
Let me play you in.
I assume you're not interested in PS5 Pro.
No.
I did end up getting a PlayStation 4 Pro.
Oh, did you really?
I don't think I got it at launch.
Okay.
If I remember right. And this may well be the same kind of thing. I'll wait for a game that I really would appreciate the higher quality visuals and then get it then.
Yeah, I don't.
Like Wolverine, when the Wolverine game comes out from Insomniac.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be a good time to upgrade.
Maybe it won't be $700 damn then.
It will be.
It will be.
Okay. Well,
I think we are beyond price drops for video game hardware at this point. Like, that's not a thing anymore that happens. So yeah, it'll still be $700. And to me, and this is, one thing that a lot of people have said this past week also, Sony can price it at $700 because they don't have any competition.
That is true.
Xbox.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree
and
with that.
Nintendo's not going to chase that.
This is why the market needed
graphic fidelity thing.
The Amico, and the fact that we don't have it is ruining everything for everybody.
Yeah, and the conversation about price isn't, oh my God, Sony trying to pull this thing, I'm going to go to Xbox. It's not even really Sony's trying to pull this thing, I'm going to go to PC. It's just people complaining that it's too expensive. They're not saying...
It is too expensive.
And yeah, it is. They're not going to jump ship because of it, though, right? Like, this is where we are. Like, Sony is very clearly the market leader, and they can price it at $700. And where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do?
It's a weird generation. This is a really weird console.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. I mean, no, what I was going to ask was, because again, I haven't been following it too closely. So obviously, it's gonna have a positive effect on every game, right? Like we assume.
I don't think every
performance
game, no.
will be better.
No, it has to. There are specific PlayStation 5 Pro enhancements, right? But it is able to do.
Yeah, CJ was getting fact checked while you were gone.
PS5 Pro Game Boost. So that applies to PlayStation 4 games when played on the Pro, and it may, keyword may, stabilize or improve the performance of those games. So, yeah.
All right.
And I think what I may do is just wait for a killer app, right? Like Wolverine comes out, that may be the first game I want to play on PS5 Pro, like to see the graphic fidelity of that, or if Sucker Punch is going to do a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima and it's PS5 Pro enhanced, I could see wanting it for that, right?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I haven't been. See, I'm the wrong person to really talk about whether or not this is a worthwhile thing, because I've not been on board with the iterative console thing, which we've been doing for the last 2 generations. I'm just not.
Right.
So, back when, I think maybe, I guess I could say that I was, when we were talking about like the 3DS and the DS, when they were doing iterative versions of those, but they weren't crazy expensive either. Like, we weren't talking about $1,000.
Right. No. Well, that's the Canadian price.
Whatever. I mean, you're pushing $1,000.
No, I agree. I agree.
So, and so I guess technically I was on board with that, but for me, it was back when you had new console upgrades. The last time I was really interested in that sort of thing was when it was cheaper. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it's cheaper to make this now, so we're going to make it cheaper.
Yeah.
And we're going to sell it a little cheaper. Like, I'm thinking like the PS2 redesign and the Xbox 360 redesign. Of course, the Xbox 360, more than that, was of course just to get something that wasn't going to red ring after 3 months. But or even the PS3 redesign, I think that went through too, right? So, but yeah, I have been on board with the iterative console thing in the last couple of generations. I get it, I think, but I'm not. None of them have been a big enough leap to make me feel like it's worthwhile. And especially now, like this one for me is the fact that we're now, yes, in Canada, we're talking about $1,000.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say in some provinces. I don't know if it's all province. It's basically every province, I guess, at this point. In Nova Scotia, we're talking over $1,100. Which, is an absolute no-go. If I hadn't upgraded to a PS5 up to this point, I still would be looking at a regular one because of that price. I wouldn't be looking at a Pro. But I mean, I'm clearly not the target audience for this thing. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not on board with it.
Well, here's the other question. Like, where do we go from here? Like, in terms of, is there going to be a PlayStation 6, or are they going to just continue to iterate here?
I think they definitely will be, but the iterative console idea really muddies those waters.
It does, because then what do you charge for PlayStation 6?
No.
And what is it capable of in terms of graphics performance, right?
Right. And the reason, so earlier when you said something about like, it makes sense because, hey, when the Switch OLED came out, you upgraded then. But I think that's a little bit different. That's why I was asking if this affects every game, because with the Switch OLED,
that did affect every game.
It affects every game. It's just a clearer, larger screen.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not quite the same value proposition as this. But I mean, whatever, I do get what you're saying, but I feel like, again, at that price, we've approached a threshold that gives me pause. Much like when in Canada again, when we started hitting $100, like right now, a regular price game for me is $103. So again, that gives me pause. I don't just go out and buy a game now because I feel like it. It's an actual purchase. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And when you couple that with the fact that this isn't just going to offer like performance upgrade across the library, it's only things that are going to be either patched or built specifically to take advantage of it. I'm not on board with that.
Yeah. But your favorite game, Gran Turismo 7, is going to get...
looks fine the way it is.
I guess that's part of it. Like, if you don't have complaints about visuals currently on PS5 and you're fine playing performance mode, the selling point of this console that is $700...
I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. I don't have any of those complaints, and I'm fine playing fidelity mode.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm that guy. So
I usually swap between. I do play fidelity mode on occasion, for sure. But this is a weird announcement, especially without a Sony first-party game to
that's
show
the big thing.
off.
It's like
with it.
The big selling point is here's a like a dozen games, a dozen
came
old
out over the
games
last 2 years
that will take advantage of this thing. Like, that's your selling point.
Check out Ratchet and Clank that came out 3.5 years ago.
But
whatever. Yeah, like it is a really good game, and I played it and I finished it, and I'm not going to go back to play it again to see enhanced visuals.
Well, it really reminds me of, like you said, Sony doesn't really have any real competition right now because Nintendo, I mean, technically they are competition. They are fighting for entertainment dollars. That's true. But, Sony and Microsoft have focused on performance. Nintendo is focused on being Nintendo.
And it's working out for them.
Right. And with Microsoft and the Xbox floundering so badly this generation, they don't have any real competition. And what this reminds me of so much is the Sony we saw when they launched the PS3.
Yeah.
Which was just like market leader, whatever we want to do, people are going to take because we're Sony, we're the PlayStation. And like between this and like PSVR 2, like that's the feeling I have now with this company is like, man, screw it. We're just going to do whatever the hell we want.
Well, here's the thing about that. Like PS5
Go get a second job.
Being an iterative console, it's a different situation than PS3, where they're not introducing an entirely new platform that they want you to upgrade to.
But I think
this is sort of, they're expecting to not sell like a ton of these consoles, but it is appealing to the type of consumer that wants that one level up experience.
I agree with that they're not expecting to sell a ton of these, yes, but I also feel like the iterative nature of consoles now, when you're saying it's not a new platform, is really splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, okay, but will the leap for the next PlayStation be so great that we couldn't consider it an iteration on the PS5?
I bet you it won't be. I bet you it won't be. Yeah.
So I mean, so because there's a 6 next to it, we're going to call that a new platform, but because there's a 5 next to this, we're just going to call it an iteration. Like that's dumb to me.
Yeah, no. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, where do you go from here?
Yeah. Anyway.
They've kind of painted themselves into a corner with the next console, right? Because now, especially if they are keeping the PS5 Pro price at $700, where does PS6 fit into that?
Everyone goes and buys a Switch 2.
Yeah. Even Microsoft, like they have the Series X and Series S, and what's after that? Where did they go with that?
Well, the added bonus with Microsoft is that their ridiculous naming convention means I don't even know what each one of those things is at this point.
Yeah. Well, apparently on gaming podcasts earlier last week, people were talking about how expensive it is, but bringing back the old chestnut of, what are parents going to do when their kid asks for...
They're not going to buy one.
They're not going to buy one is what they're going to do.
That's the thing. Like, I don't think you can compare this too directly to when we're talking about that. I think even 20 years ago, this is a much different proposition now because, I I'm not saying the kids don't ask for a PlayStation 5. I mean, sure they do.
Sure.
But now you're talking about a toy. You got to look at it as a toy if you're buying it for your kids. I think you're talking about something that's going to cost nearly $1,000.
Yeah.
As opposed to, laying out the money for, again, a Switch.
Yeah.
Which has so many more benefits when you're talking about children using it versus a PS5.
Yeah. But I am curious, going forward, is Sony going to show footage in their presentations that were captured on PS5 Pro?
And will we be able to tell?
Will we be able to tell is another thing.
I don't think we will.
If that is where like trailers and gameplay overviews and whatnot is going to come from, that's going to make things a little interesting too. Yeah, you have that sort of higher spec 60 frames per second trailer, and the game doesn't look like that on standard PS5. Yeah.
Every new reveal of a game now is gonna need a digital foundry companion piece to go with it.
Yeah,
so that they can call out what the differences are.
Exactly. And the system's still huge. They showed the size comparison. What do you guys think of the not coming with a disk drive thing? Because so the two main arguments that I heard over the week were it's too expensive, which is correct. It is a very expensive console, and then doesn't come with a disk drive being a bad thing.
I don't think that's a surprise because they've already. I mean, the other iteration of the console already doesn't come with a disk drive, right? I mean, it's been modular since that was released.
You can get a PS5 Slim with a disk drive though.
Built in? I thought they were modular now.
No, they are modular. There is one, I think you can get it, or do you have to buy it?
I have no idea because again, it's not something that affects me, so I've never really paid attention to it. I guess what I'm saying is I'm not surprised because the moment they made it modular, they made it so that it didn't need to be included.
Yeah, right? I don't think that's that big of a deal.
Neither do I. I think at this point, the people that this item is going to be sold to either have the money to get the disk drive if they really want it, or don't want one, don't need one.
Don't need the PS5 Pro.
I think the sick thing about it is that I think they already went on pre-sale and they were snapped up immediately, and they're probably all over eBay right now. That's the thing that sucks about it.
The separate disk drives.
Yeah.
It sounded like there was a run on those.
There was, yeah.
But that's the separate disk drive is $80 in the US from PlayStation Direct.
So I mean, after you're spending $1,000 on the system, what's another 100 at that point?
I guess that's true. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yep.
In a week where we're complaining about expensive PS5 Pros, it kind of eclipsed the news that Sony raised the price of the DualSense by $5 from $70 to $75.
I really feel like I don't know if I still only have one controller. I still have the controller in the system. And I'm just guessing that the reason that it feels like the battery doesn't last that long is because I'm playing Astrobot. And
Could be.
The thing is vibrating and squeaking so much that it's just tearing through the battery, but it really feels like the battery doesn't last very long anymore.
Yeah.
It might just be the battery dying. I mean, you've had it for how many years?
I don't know. How many years has this thing been out? 4?
4.
Yeah.
And I mean, those batteries don't hold full charges forever. They do diminish.
You should get the Astrobot controller.
Can you even get those anymore?
Awesome. I'm pretty sure you can.
I think so.
You can still get those. Yeah. Well, there's only really one other story I wanted to talk about, and that is the launch of Steam Families, which allows users in the same family, I think up to 5 people, can share games, and you can even play the same game at the same time. So if it's a multiplayer game, for instance, you can boot it at the same time and play.
No, you can't. You got to buy 2 copies of it
against each other. What I think is so great about this is that this is the system I want everybody else to mimic, including Nintendo. And it'd be great if Microsoft and Sony did the same kind of thing.
I thought the release said that you couldn't boot the same game at the same time.
Yes, you can.
Oh, now I don't know who to believe.
Oh, wait, what? No.
Yeah, I think you're wrong. I wasn't joking. I was being serious. I actually went and read the story.
They will have to purchase 2 copies of the game.
There you go.
No, that wasn't right. Well, maybe it is right.
Sorry, CJ.
Damn. Well, I was excited about this. Now I'm not.
I mean, I guess this is cool from the standpoint of like, I mean, my 2 oldest kids are getting to the point where they might end up buying themselves PCs if they get into PC gaming. I can share my Steam library with them and they don't have to log in with my account. That'll be awesome until, you know, Valve decides they don't like this and then they tell us that we should never have been sharing games. But until then, it'll be great. Yeah. But yeah, you can't boot the same game at the same time.
Damn.
Sorry, CJ.
Well, then we have not advanced at all.
I love that was your whole,
that was my whole thing.
focus.
That was my whole thing. I was like,
I tried to stop you. Wow. Well, that was.
Did I just dream that this was a thing? Maybe I just dreamed
right
it.
there in black and white.
You were so excited.
You're right. Shit.
You saw what you wanted to see.
I did see what I wanted to see.
Oh God.
I'm
sorry.
Anyway,
it's still nice. I mean, being able to share your library with a family group is great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not? That's awesome.
And also, yeah, something that I wish you could do on other platforms, but you can't.
Right.
One of these days we'll have it so that you can play a multiplayer game together.
No, we won't.
Well,
No,
maybe not. Anyway,
yeah,
that means it's time for what you've been playing, and we'll have Phil go first.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk about the non-Astrobot stuff because
I know that's what you all have mostly been playing.
Yeah.
I will say what I haven't been playing this week is Star Wars Outlaws.
You haven't been playing it?
I have not. Every time I've considered playing it,
yeah,
I've been about to load it up, and I know it got patched. I know they did whatever.
Get patched. That patch came out that makes the stealth sections easier, whatever that means.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I was about to load it up, I was just like, do I really feel like doing this? And then I just loaded up like Earth Defense Force 6, which recently came out, and I haven't had a chance to play a lot of it. And I had a lot of fun running around shooting giant ants and giant wasps, and
can't do that in your Star Wars game.
I can't.
No. Yeah. Okay.
Now, when you say you can't do that in your Star Wars game, do you mean shooting giant ants, or do you mean having fun?
Shooting giant ants.
Okay, I see. I do fully intend to get back into Outlaws at some point, I just wasn't feeling it this week. But EDF6 though was a lot of fun.
So you were no further in Star Wars Outlaws.
No, I'm still.
Me neither.
Going back to whatever place I'm supposed to go to where they can adjust my blaster to have the little ion shot.
Yeah.
So that's where I got to do. That's where I got to go. That's what I got to do.
That's easy.
Well,
that's easy.
Yeah. I also, you know what I picked up this week?
What's that?
A new release from the good folks at Capcom. I picked up the Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection : Arcade Classics. The long-awaited collection of Marvel-themed fighting games from the good folks at Capcom. They finally
what games are in this one?
Okay, so you got, I believe, I'm going off the top of my head here. I believe it is X-Men Children of the Atom.
Ooh.
Marvel Superheroes.
Ooh.
X-Men versus Street Fighter. The classic import Saturn favorite. You got Marvel versus Capcom. You got Marvel versus Capcom 2. And then I think those are all the fighting ones on there. It doesn't have Marvel Capcom 3.
Okay.
But it also has, as kind of a little bonus addendum, it has the arcade Punisher game.
Right. Now I remember seeing
which is like a, it's
like really?
It's like a Final Fight style, beat 'em up. But they tossed it on there because I guess where else are they going to put it? You might as well throw it in with the Marvel stuff.
Right.
As it is Marvel stuff, but so you get a little beat 'em up chaser to your fighting games. But I absolutely picked that up because I do enjoy all those classic Marvel Capcom games, or Capcom Marvel games for the ones that aren't crossovers. I actually do have the physical version pre-ordered as well, just because I want to have that physical, because this game will go away.
Definitely
at some point. So I don't want to have it disappear from digital libraries or whatever if that were to ever occur. But those are fun games. I played so much of the X-Men versus Street Fighter on the Saturn when I imported that with the RAM cart back in the day. I played so much of the first two Marvel versus Capcom games on Dreamcast. Just really, really fun fighting games. So I am glad to have those. I know you guys don't care.
So I am curious though, how do you so you got this on the Switch?
I got it on the Switch, yes.
Do you use a different controller for these games, or because I've always found, see, maybe it's because I didn't really get into Street Fighter on the Super Nintendo, but I can't deal with using the shoulder buttons as attack buttons.
Well, you know what I do is I always reassign the buttons, and I make the shoulder buttons the middle punch and middle kick.
That's what I do too.
Because
you don't really need them.
You never use them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fighting game guy. I like fighting games, but I am not a hardcore fighting game person. I am certainly nowhere near a competitive level in any sense. I don't play it online, so I'm not like getting my ass handed to me by people who are actually good at the games.
Right.
So I'm Johnny Casual.
Okay.
I'm a Shoto scrub. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
I just got spoiled using my Genesis 6 button.
That'll do it.
So that's how I really got into Street Fighter at home.
I mainly light or heavy punches when I need to. So
okay.
Yep.
But yeah, I haven't bought a stick or anything. So, but
I see.
Yeah, it's great. I'm delighted, surprised and delighted that those are available again. And yeah, like I said, they won't be forever. So get it while the getting's good.
Definitely.
If you're gonna get it. But yeah, other than those, last week we talked about Astrobot a decent bit, and I did mention that I was as close to platinuming it, and I did indeed. Probably within half an hour of us stopping recording last week.
Yeah.
I went back and got my platinum in it.
Nice.
So I finished it. It's so good. I have not been checking in on how far you lads are.
I just finished completed the second group of levels.
Okay.
I'll call it a world because it's not really worlds, but
Like the planet?
Yeah.
Like the different, like, I guess, galaxies.
Different galaxies.
Different galaxies.
Okay,
So the second one was
finished
the
that.
octopus.
Yes. So, and I went back and like, I'm cleaning all the different things you can find up as I go.
Oh, good.
Rather than going back and doing them later. So
that's what I did as well.
Yeah. So I literally entered the third galaxy when my controller died this evening. So I turned it off.
You should buy a new controller.
Well,
might just be your battery.
Plug it in while you're playing.
Dying on you because of the age.
Plug it in while I'm playing. What is this? 1992?
Yes.
I wish.
Old as new again.
I wish.
Where are you at, CJ?
I have not finished that second galaxy, but I'm very close to it. I had done so. I ended up doing some of the side. I found some of those secret exits that bring you to different.
Yeah, I've been doing those too.
I've been doing those, and so I haven't, and I've been playing some other games too. So
well, that seems like a waste of time.
I haven't finished the second world yet, but I'm on the way to. And I mean, I guess we could talk more about Astrobot now, right?
I mean,
it's a brilliant game. Just
yes,
every
it is.
level, it's filled with joy when you find something that your power up can do or unlock, or like it's almost nonstop, that feeling of, oh, it looks like I can do something here, let me try it, and oh yes, I can do something here, and it's going to get me some coins or get me a bot or take me to a special area or something like that. And it's just very joyful. It's just fun. Like the fun per second is just like crazy with this game. The FPS. You don't need a PS5 Pro for good FPS on this game.
See, this is why I don't need a PlayStation Pro. I got all the FPS great. I need.
So when I got to the world in the second group of levels where you shrink down to the size of
my god
or whatever, I was just constant grin on my face that this is just absolutely brilliant how that whole thing worked, and the fidelity on everything and the level of detail on everything is just absolutely amazing.
Yes,
that level in particular is a favorite.
I was playing, my daughter was watching me play, my youngest was watching me play when I got to that level, and she was just so in love with, I mean, she's in love with Astrobot anyway because he's so cute, but like that level was extra cute. So
yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was actually the level that I had to go back and find the portal in, because I had missed it the first time through.
Oh, okay.
And actually, so the talking about the bots, it's funny because I have definitely hit the point where I'm collecting some like character branded bots that I don't recognize.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go look some of these up. Although, having said that, the world you can get through through the portal in that tiny world, some of the bots you collect there are fantastic. I mean, you know, the game puts a smile on my face, so it doesn't really mean anything to say that they put a smile on my face. But I was like, I wasn't expecting some of the stuff in that world in particular. They were all retro, like PS1 inspired, and completely unexpected. So I'm interested to get back to the hub world and get into the gacha machine to see what related pieces are in there.
If I was forced to come up with a complaint about Astrobot, my one thing that I would have liked to have seen them do is expand on the kind of historical angle with that, because there are definitely some characters where I'm not super sure what game they're from, and it's a little weird that there's nothing in. I mean, there's little hints and stuff, like their little descriptions give you some sort of vague clues, or whatever little add-on items you get from the gacha machine can give you a couple extra little hints of what some of these characters might be from. But I'll be honest, like there's a bunch of characters with swords clearly RPG people, and I'm just like, is this the Beyond guy? Is this the, it's like
Mark the lad.
I recognize this outfit and I recognize that hairstyle, but I don't really remember which 30-year-old RPG this is from.
Yeah.
So, having something that actually would say like, what game this is from and what system it was on, what year it was released.
Style historical data.
Yes.
That would be cool, actually. Yeah, it would be cool.
That's the one thing that I wish the game did have that it does not.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's obviously just kind of a surface level as an actual like game. Mechanics and such are flawless. But it's very good.
Game. It is very good. It's going to be hard to beat this game for Game of the Year.
I hope you guys
lists
finish this up soon. We got Plucky Squire coming out in a couple days. I'm glad I finished this up.
Yeah.
So I can not be distracted and hopefully enjoy Plucky Squire
and Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster.
Oh, the important one.
The important one.
Yes.
And Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Yep. A lot coming out. And Plucky Squire is going to be free on PS Plus.
Yeah, it's a PS Plus game catalog game.
That's great.
Yeah. Love that.
How long that's going to be. I hope it's I hope it's not a very long game.
I
can't
seem to remember
but
hearing something that it was not super long.
Yeah.
So hopefully
we'll find out when reviews are out.
I guess we will.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Cool.
Should I talk about my next game?
Sure.
We're done with you, Phil.
I'm done.
So I played more Star Wars Outlaws.
Who'd play that?
Glutton for punishment that I am.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say something that I didn't think I would say.
Uh-oh.
I'm starting to like it.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So I am on Tatooine now.
Oh. Ooh, it's good to see a piece of Star Wars media that really pays attention to that most neglected of settings.
I know, right?
And it's such a varied and interesting environment. So to be able to go back and explore the vast empty dunes of this small planet that is so frequently just overlooked in Star Wars lore. We don't see it on any TV shows or movies.
No.
You don't see it in any games, really.
No.
Finally.
Yeah.
We're back on the sandy wastelands.
Well, when I left Toshara, I had a choice. They gave me a choice of two planets.
Yeah.
Do I want to go to Akiva or do I want to go to Tatooine?
And you were like, I've heard of Tatooine.
Like, what kind of choice is that?
I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Tatooine.
Yeah.
So I did. And went to Mos Eisley. But of course.
Yeah.
And I am assembling my crew. My ragtag crew of Outlaws is growing all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
If you have not gotten off Toshara, then
I have not.
You don't know about the crew that you end up forming. And the last thing I did was I snuck into Jabba's palace.
Oh my.
Yeah, there's a mission to sneak into Jabba's palace. And of course that means more stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the stealth there was much more straightforward in that, if I saw 2 or 3 guards hanging around, I also then looked for an alternate route that would take me past them without actually having to engage them. And there always was another path.
Okay.
So I think that's the key. I think that is the key. Like, don't see 3 guards there or 5 guards standing there and think you can actually do anything with that. Like, look for another path.
I see.
But yeah, I don't know. Should I spoil what you do at Jabba's palace?
I don't care.
Steal it, or not steal it.
Some Star Wars nonsense.
Well, Nix gets captured.
Oh my gosh!
Your pet friend.
Yeah,
that you've been asking to steal and attack guards and things. Well, they get stolen themselves.
Oh no!
And they become
someone nicked the Nix.
They become part of Jabba's collection of animals that apparently
called a menagerie.
He has, yeah. And you have to rescue Nix from Jabba's palace. So you don't have that ability to send Nix to distract or attack or steal things during that section. So you have to rely on just K-Vess.
So Jabba's like, come on over to my place. I got a giant Rancor. You can watch my giant Rancor eat people.
You also run into the Rancor.
And I have a little furry axolotl.
Yep.
And you can rub its tummy.
Where I am right now, I'm fighting the Rancor.
Are you in the Rancor pit?
No. Somehow the Rancor is not in the pit.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. You should have a talk with Malakili, the Rancor keeper, CJ. You think I don't know what a damn Rhodian is? I know the name of the Rancor keeper. It's Malakili.
I probably went past a data pad that had some kind of cute message.
Yeah, he was very sad when Luke killed the Rancor that he is tasked with watching.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing that was disappointing about this section is that so you have to sneak past Gamorrean guards.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it was going to be like every other enemy where you just walk up behind them and press the square button and take them down.
Yeah.
Well, apparently you have to level up some other power to be able to do that. So I walked up to walked up behind a Gamorrean guard, expecting to take them down when the square button appeared. Instead, the square button was red. So when I pushed it, I punched the Gamorrean guard in the back of the head. Did nothing.
Oh no!
And then the Gamorrean guard swung their axe and killed me in one shot.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What I've also started doing, and this is a bit of an exploit. I did this with the Gamorrean guard section.
Yeah.
You end up alerting people to your presence or whatever. You've taken out the alarms, like sabotage the alarms so they can't do that. And I ended up like running into a room, closing the door, and then when they open it, just shooting them in the face, and they go through doors single file.
Eventually, they're going to run out of people.
Eventually, they're going to
run out of Star Wars monsters at some point.
I snuck into the Hutt faction, like a building that they were. It was like one of their caches or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. I alerted them. There were about 15 people there. I ran into the building, closed the door, and then they just opened it and walked through single file. It was great.
Just keep sending them in.
And there were 2 doors. This building, it wasn't very big, first of all, and it had 2 doors. But they saw me go through one of the doors, so that was the only door they opened to try to get me. So that was fun. But I'm actually kind of liking this game now.
Okay.
Now that it's not like catching me on all of these stealth missions, like I'm not failing because I get caught anymore, and that was the first little bit was. So
you're failing because you try and knock out a Gamorrean guard when you aren't strong enough to do so.
Yeah, and of course the game didn't tell me that I couldn't do that until I was right behind the Gamorrean guard. The button prompt.
Hey, maybe you don't want to do this. Maybe you should turn around.
You have to level up your sneaking ability.
Hope he doesn't hear you sneaking around.
Yeah.
He's got them pig snout. He might smell you.
But I have still had the issue where an enemy will see you from so far away. And
oh, really? They haven't fixed that?
Nope.
They have excellent eyesight in the Star Wars universe.
Like, I went to some campsite where to get like a blaster thing, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, there's no investment in these quests for
Yeah.
me often.
That is also true.
I'm just doing the things on the checklist, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was sneaking around, and I don't know how they didn't see me, but I don't know what they saw. Suddenly, all the guards had the yellow question mark, and
Yeah.
I wish I knew what they had seen or what, but then they started snooping around. Luckily, all of them went to the wrong area where I was, like, that was far away from where I was at that point. So, anyway, I'm enjoying it more. That's all I want to say about that.
Oh, I should get back into it.
Yeah, there is kind of a. It doesn't start off well.
No,
I'll say that, but
it does not.
It does. It gets better. Anyway, so I've been playing. I've also been playing Space Marine 2. So this is the new Warhammer 40K game. A good friend Mike said, "Hey, this has co-op. We should play Space Marine 2." And I was like,
Jesus.
"Okay, I'll play Space Marine 2." And then he bought me a copy of Space Marine 2. So I was like, "All right, I guess I'm playing Space Marine 2." And so I've been playing that on Steam, and the way I've been doing it.
How familiar are you with the world of Warhammer?
Not at all.
Okay.
Is your best friend Mike in your friend group? Did you only need one copy of this game to?
Well, no. No. We needed 2 copies. So I've been playing it, but what I've been doing is about a month ago, GeForce Now had a sale where you could get 6 months of GeForce Now for like $20. And
what's GeForce Now?
GeForce Now
no idea.
Is a cloud streaming service run by NVIDIA where you basically play games on their servers with nice graphics hardware.
Okay.
And it plays over the cloud.
Okay. I see.
That's what it is. And, gotcha. I did the priority account, which lets you play for up to 6 hours a day on cloud, which I'm never going to hit that. So I'm fine. And then what I did is I installed the GeForce Now client on my Steam Deck. And when playing Space Marine 2, I just play it over GeForce Now. It looks great. Frame rate's awesome, 60 frames per second. And I don't have to worry about it breaking the Steam Deck or harming the battery life at all.
Very nice.
Which, is nice. Or like when we played the other day, I played it on the Mac with DualSense paired to my Mac, just playing over the GeForce Now app instead of actually installing it on my computer. So, it's working pretty well. And Space Marine 2 is, it kind of reminds me a lot of Gears of War in terms of, it being a bleak dystopian future.
I think Gears of War actually reminds you of Warhammer.
Did I what do you mean? It doesn't remind me of
Warhammer's been around for a bit longer than Gears of War.
Well, you're right. Right.
One is taking inspiration from the other.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Probably true. But it also has elements of Helldivers in that the big threat in Space Marine 2 is a bunch of alien bugs, and you have to slaughter hordes and hordes of them. So there's that part, but then it also is reminding me a little bit of the Doom reboot in that there are finishing moves that can replenish your health and shields. So it's kind of a little bit of everything out of these action games that I have really enjoyed over the past few years. Although I can't play Doom because it doesn't have a field of view slider on the console versions.
Right.
It gives me motion sickness. So, But Space Marine 2, it's a third-person action game and works perfectly fine. Doesn't give me the motion sickness.
So like Gears of War.
Like Gears of War. Yeah. So we're playing that. And it has a campaign, which you can play cooperatively. And then it also has a separate mode that is PvE, where you can customize your character loadout. And it's not campaign it's not the campaign mode, but it's kind of it's side missions based on the campaign that you do separately. So, and that is built as a sort of multiplayer leveling up, gaining XP, and unlocking items that you can customize your Space Marine with. So yeah, we played a little bit of both of the modes, and it's good. The shooting action is really, really good, and of course the finishing moves are awesome. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm not a Warhammer guy. I'm barely a shooter guy, but yeah, enjoying playing this.
Cool.
Yep. And that's all I've been playing. So, Greg,
it was just Astrobot.
It was only Astrobot.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, then we can do tweets.
Oh. Well, all right.
Phil, you're up.
Tweet.
All right, let's do this one from Namava, who says Nintendo celebrates their history with fighting games, Smash Brothers, despite lacking a history with them. Sony celebrates PlayStation history with 3D platformers, Astrobot, despite mostly moving away from that genre. What unorthodox genre choice could Microsoft use to celebrate Xbox's history?
Releasing games.
Oh.
Oh. That cuts.
My goodness.
Any games.
Cuts deep. We're getting that Indiana Jones game.
Yep.
I've heard it's good. I've heard it's good. Right? That's gonna be a good game. Maybe.
I'm looking forward to that. I hope it is a good game.
They should do a party game, a Mario Party style game with hosted by Blinks and the cast of Sneakers.
Cats and mice?
Cats
you crazy?
And mice.
Living together.
And it should be a Fusion Frenzy style.
There it is.
Yep.
Were you just trying to remember the name of that?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I was.
Okay. Fusion Frenzy. They made a sequel to that.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. They could do that or Picross. Xbox Picross. They have no experience in that genre. Or a puzzle game would be good. Bring back Hexic, but call it something different.
Good old Hexic.
Series Hexic.
That
was a good game. I liked the first one.
It was all right. Yeah. It was, it was a nice little freebie.
Yeah. Nice
I have
freebie.
no memories of Hexic.
That's the only reason I ever played it.
It came with the 360, right?
It's this one.
Yeah.
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 Hexagonal. That's an Alexei Pajitnov game.
Is it really?
It is. Yep.
It is.
That was like the big selling point.
I had no idea.
When I met Alexei, I said, I'm a big fan of Hexic.
I imagine you did.
No, I didn't.
And he was like,
no, I didn't.
And then you roared.
What's that?
No, that was in something entirely different. All right. I did not say that. I did not tell him that I liked Hexic, but I do like Hexic.
Did you tell him you hated it?
You know what they should do? No. In all seriousness, you know what they should do?
What?
They should bring back Rally Sport Challenge.
Sure.
Maybe Mech Assault. How about that? That'd be good too.
Oh, or what about
Microsoft used to have some good games.
Midtown Madness.
Midtown Madness. There you go.
Fun.
Yeah.
That was one of the few PC games that I bought. It was Midtown Madness 2, I think. And then they made a Midtown Madness for the 360.
Did they?
Or original
I believe they did.
Sure.
They definitely was one for the original Xbox.
Yeah.
Now that I'm saying that, I'm not sure I'm right.
Yeah.
I think it was Midtown Madness 3.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Mudron, who says, hilarious to see people on Resetera somehow thinking the PS5 Pro's price means we're getting a $500 plus Switch 2. Well, Canada probably is, but fuck it. They already have universal health care. Yeah. I don't think the price of the 5 Pro has any effect on what Nintendo is going to charge for the Switch 2.
No.
And I think Nintendo is not I mean, they know that their customer is a younger or sort of more family oriented besides the Nintendo fans. I don't think they would do a Switch 2 that's like over $500.
Right.
No,
maybe they will, but I don't know.
Doesn't feel very Nintendo-ish.
It doesn't feel Nintendo-ish, and I don't think Nintendo cares about what Sony is doing with the
why would they?
Because while Sony doesn't have any competition, kind of Nintendo doesn't either. But Nintendo wants families to buy that.
Yeah, but Nintendo doesn't either. But the main reason why they don't is because they choose not to compete with Sony and Microsoft. Like,
yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. I do wonder what the Switch 2 pricing is going to be, but I don't think it'll be over $500.
Yeah.
That's
American.
Just,
yeah.
I don't know. All right. Let's do this one from listener Scott, who says, with the recent announcement of a new Batman Arkham game and other exclusive MetaQuest 3 games, will Greg or Phil be picking up either the MetaQuest 3 or the heavily rumored 3S? Actually, there are already product photos that have leaked of the 3S. So
I sincerely don't think so, because we have a Quest 2, and I don't remember. I think the last game I bought on that was that music game. The
Space
the really
5?
No, the really famous Beat Saber.
Oh,
Saber.
Yeah. That's it. So
okay. So no.
I can't imagine I will either. I also have the Quest 2, and I keep intending to play it and just kind of keep forgetting.
Yeah.
To play it.
We should set you up some weekend and play the Wallace and Gromit walkabout.
Oh, right. Well, I got the Wallace and Gromit adventure game on that thing. I'm pointing to where it is.
I see.
That's why I'm That's why I look like I'm hitchhiking here, because it's sitting over there.
Sitting right over there.
But
mine's right over here.
I see it. It's right on your shelf.
It is. Yeah.
But mine's on a shelf that's just off camera.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, there are games sitting on there that I want to play, but I just kind of keep forgetting about it. So no, I can't imagine I'm going to be convinced to pick up.
Even with a new Arkham game, not going to be convinced.
No. You know what? I enjoyed the Arkham Asylum game quite a bit. I was a little lukewarm on Arkham City.
Yeah.
And I've never played any of the other ones after that.
Since my daughter is on a bit of a Batman tear at the moment, she wondered if there were any Batman video games and could we play them?
There are a couple.
There are a few, indeed. But the ones that are like on PS Plus, or like I have the Telltale game, but those don't look very good anymore. Like especially the Rocksteady games from the PS4 era, like aren't. And to be honest, like my daughter likes the animated series and the '89 movie, so she's not like into the whole like grim dark.
Guess what, buddy?
Does she play would she play the older games?
Maybe.
I mean, like the Super Nintendo animated series game is fantastic.
Yeah,
that could be. Yeah, and I have to go back and load those up for her.
And I mean, like Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, the Konami beat 'em up.
The NES Batman is it's hard, but it's really good.
Yeah.
And same with Genesis Batman. I mean, like if her whole thing is the Burton Batman and the animated series Batman, I mean, you've got a really decent selection of
some good
old
games.
Batman games.
Okay, maybe I should load those up.
Yeah. Did you ever play the Konami animated series game on SNES?
I don't think I did.
Oh,
It's good.
So good. It's so good. If she's a big fan of it, she'll like just seeing it. I think.
Yeah.
Like
We'll
I think
load
it'd be
that
fun for you two to play together. To be honest.
Yeah.
We'll load
It's
that
not
up.
2-player, but
It's not 2-player. Okay.
but I mean, they captured the look and feel of the series so perfectly in that game.
Yep.
It's incredible.
Okay. And yeah, that Batman Returns game on SNES.
Oh, it's so much fun.
It's a very solid final fight
clone.
Yeah.
Is that one 2-player?
I don't think so. I'm not
probably
sure.
not.
I'm assuming it's not, because who's the second player going to be?
Yeah.
Unless it's just another color Batman or something, but
yeah.
But, all right, well, maybe I'll give those a shot, because we watched the trailers for the Arkham games and the Telltale Batman, and she wasn't really into them.
I want to say there was on the DS. I think there was a really good Batman. I think it was a Way Forward game on the
the Brave and the Bold.
Yes.
Yeah, there was it was on the Wii, and there was
yes.
I'm assuming 3DS.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Way Forward did one based on the Batman Brave and the Bold animated series.
Yeah,
which is a little if I don't know if you've seen that show, but it's a little it's sillier. They're going for more of like a kind of campy style.
I think it might fit the kind of thing she's looking for, and I remember it being a decent game.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent game. It looks great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, maybe we'll try that.
Might be worth checking out. But cool. Dig into those 16-bit ones. She'll probably enjoy them.
I will do that.
There's a animated series game for the Genesis that
it's way too hard.
That's it. I mean, it looks great. It's like very technically advanced, especially for Genesis, but it's next to impossible.
It might be worth playing with like an invincibility code or something, like a game. But it's a hardcore shooter, really, is what it is. So
interesting. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think that's the show.
Oh,
what do you think about that?
That sounds great.
Okay. Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You will find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward. You'll find Generation 16 episodes, and you'll find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about, and a link to our Discord server, where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Spotify. Well, you can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Twitch.televisions, all over the darn place. Just follow one of our many social media accounts to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday evenings at 5:30 Pacific time. So join us, won't you? And if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. CJ needs to get that PS Pro, apparently.
I don't think I'll get it at launch. I think I will wait until there's a Sony first-party game that is
there you go.
pushing me towards getting that. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So CJ's going to wait a while to misuse your Patreon donations. So take comfort in that.
Yeah.
Question mark? No, your Patreon funds go to help support our show and keep us streaming and running and all that stuff that is involved in having a podcast. But I'll tell you what, friendos, if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
cheap,
you gain access to a special weekly bonus episode. We record it right after this, where we play games, crack wise, having fun doing all the stuff we can't do on the regular show. Yeah. CJ.
Yes.
Here's the thing. We do this show every week. We talk about games all the time. It's a video game podcast. We talk about games constantly here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, and novelty food.
Yeah.
But mostly games.
And Batman.
Yeah. But, you know, when all this game talk, it gets me thinking.
Uh-huh.
It sets my mind a wandering.
What you thinking, Phil? What you thinking?
Well, let me lay it all out here for you, CJ.
Okay, please do. Please do.
I know sometimes on our little bonus episode, we will sometimes gather ourselves together.
Yes.
And we'll entertain ourselves by playing a game of some sorts.
Yeah.
Which got me reminiscent about all the good times we've had doing such things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I start thinking, well, golly, wouldn't it be just the bee's knees if we had a similar situation this week, today?
Today, like now?
Well, no, I mean, in like 15 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
When we are recording, we'll see how long I can stretch this out, but maybe 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, we're going to play a game, Phil.
Oh, wait, the answer is yes.
Yeah, we can play this.
Oh,
game.
We got Concord. CJ's got a brand new copy of Concord. That's what we'll be playing.
No, we won't be playing that. You can't play that anymore.
Well, I mean, we're going to be playing a modified pen and paper version.
No screenshots on the back.
Oh my gosh, that's the back of the package?
This is the back.
For those who haven't seen the physical version of Concord, which is, I would imagine, every single one of you.
Yeah.
The back of the package is just a blue background
and
with
text.
with a bunch of white text on it.
It's bad, right?
That's not like the cover's not bad.
Cover's fine. Cover's fine.
This is, look, here's the characters.
But no screenshots.
But not a single screenshot.
Well, I guess in game stores now you don't really pick up a box and look at the back.
I mean, if you go into like a GameStop, you do.
Well, I guess that's true. Yeah.
I mean, not that game anymore, but
yeah,
that's weird.
Anymore. Yeah, it is weird.
We got a game,
we have a game. This game is from our friend Mike, and it's all about Deep Space Nine.
Oh my gosh, really?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Star Trek Deep Space Nine, the best Star Trek?
That's the one.
Greg, have you seen Deep Space Nine? I can't remember.
I have.
You have. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I have not. So this is going to be a great
boy.
But I don't have very strong memories of that game. So
game
it should be
good.
It's mostly movie. Sorry, movie show. Whatever.
Well, it was a TV show. Yeah.
Got it wrong the first.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I've stopped paying attention to you two idiots. So
right. Anyway, we'll be playing that in the after show after a dejected Phil.
Yeah,
that poses himself.
That's fine. That's cool. Greg's got a show too. Whatever.
Yeah, we'll be playing.
See you next week.
Yeah, I guess that's our show for.
I'll tell you what. If you have a couple bucks left over, you know what a swig of my Oreo Coke will bring up my
wash those
spirit.
Tears away with Oreo Coke.
God.
Oh, the taste of cookies and soda.
It's got crumbs at the bottom. That's weird.
Now you know how they made it.
Oh God, no, those are ants. Jesus. I gotta clean this room.
Okay.
God.
How'd they get into a closed can?
Well, no, this is the can I've had sitting here open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Greg's got a show too.
He does.
Head over to patreon.com/Greg Seward to help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, home of the second best Batman the Animated Series 16-bit game, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a supporter of the $5 variety,
also cheap.
There he is.
You bet, buddy.
Good evening, Satan.
How you doing?
Pretty good. I think this show could have been over about 10 minutes ago, but
well, it could have been over about 10 years ago, but here we are.
Also true. You get access to the Weekly Commute, which is a weekly vlog series that I do, and it is weekly again.
Yay!
We're talking about the different projects I'm working on and anything else that comes to mind in that moment. But the money that you support me with goes to pay for things like my Adobe license and various bits and pieces that I buy to produce these videos and cover these games. And yeah, I really appreciate it. So please consider supporting the show.
There it is. Is that it?
That's it.
CJ!
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil.
Absolutely. Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
Hey, you got it, dude. And of course, as always, a big old thank you to you friggin' you right there. Each and every single darn one of you. As always, take care of yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself, please. And we hope to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye-bye.